RJ, over the course of the season, and maybe starting with the Creighton game, which was a tough game for you, to where you are now, what do you feel like is the biggest difference? What have you done to be able to adjust not only to playing at UConn, playing in the Big East, but to the leadership role? What's that process been like for you from there to here?
Um, just staying the course. Just trusting in the process and never being too high, never being too low. Just trying to be steady throughout everything that's going on, and mostly just let everything come to me rather than trying to force it. Let everything, just the game, the flow, being a leader, everything, just let all that stuff come to me rather than trying to force it.
Charlotte?
Hey guys, when some of your teammates got into foul trouble early in the second half, how did you guys, I guess, feel like you handled it well, just getting together and not letting that stop you and not letting that Marquette come back?
I mean, we have a pretty deep team, so that's one of our strong points. So when somebody goes down, we have enough that we can replace them with somebody else, and they can hold down the fort until the one who's in foul trouble comes back in. But I just speaks to our depth and us being a really deep team.
Adam Zagoria?
Hey, RJ, what's up, my man? If I could just ask you to look ahead a little bit to Wednesday. It's obviously a big game for both teams. Seton Hall's on the bubble. What's that going to be like for you coming back to New Jersey, and do you know if you'll have any family or friends there?
I mean, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be pretty nice to go back home and play. But I'm not really too worried about how the out. Like, I don't know how to say that, but I mean, I just want to go out there and play. It doesn't really matter. Me going back home doesn't really matter to me. It's a basketball game, and we got business to handle. So that's how I'm taking my approach to the game on Wednesday.
Thanks.
Danny?
Yeah, hey RJ, you had that mid-range pull-up jumper. That seems to be one of your favorite shots, and that's a shot that a lot of people are saying is kind of disappearing from basketball a little bit. But you obviously, it works well for you. So I guess just why that shot, and what is that, how did that work for you today?
I mean, when you get the mid-range going, it opens up the floor to get into the lane, and drive and get to the basket, or create for your teammates when you drive to the basket. So just trying to be more confident in the shots that I'm taking. I mean, that's just been going a long way for me.
Gavin?
James, with all these games being so important down the stretch, what's the team's mindset kind of going into these games?
Kill or be killed.
How do you kind of deal with it? Seems like the pressure doesn't bother you guys as far as trying to play these important games. How do you kind of handle that?
I feel more pressure when I go into a coach early practice than when I go into a game. And that's the honest truth. So, the way we practice and the approach we take in practice prepares us for this. Whenever we play bad, that's just on us. I feel like we're ready for every game. We always got the right game plan. Coach always sets us up to succeed. And we just came out today and we just fired. We just gave it all we had.
Jeff Jacobs?
Yeah, James, at the beginning of the year before you got hurt, it seemed like half of Connecticut was worried about who could score in addition to you to win games. And now as RJ has emerged over the course of the season, and since you come back, how has that chemistry between you two kind of evolved and to the point where, it's looking very smooth between you two and really productive also?
Oh, well, RJ said this after the Georgetown game. It's just like we have a different kind of relationship. We could talk to each other when we see something on the court. When one of us is not going hard or trying to take plays off to get some air, we have the relationship where we could talk to each other and we could get each other to tighten up, and that's the type of relationship that we need in order for this team to be successful. today we played really well together, and we just hope that we can keep this up. I feel like we're the best backcourt in the Big East and one of the best in the country, without a doubt.
RJ, if I could just follow up, did it bother you early on in the season when it seemed like so much of the talk was, geez, if Bouknight doesn't produce, UConn's in a tough shape. But, as a proud basketball player yourself, did that bother you at all?
It bothered me in the sense that I felt like I was leaving James on the island, or like our team was just leaving him on the island in the beginning of the season. I don't really get into whatever outside noise. That doesn't really bother me. But again, just it bothered me in the sense that I felt like I wasn't living up to my part, and I wasn't taking on my responsibilities and helping out as a teammate.
Neil?
For Book, Coach said after the Providence game that you guys weren't going to lose at home again this year. I mean, it was only 2 games, but was that like a confidence boost? Did you guys think about that at all, or was that just him, being, expecting you guys to do well?
No, when he said that, he meant it. Like, we're not losing anymore in Gamble. Like when we came into this game, we definitely knew that we couldn't lose this game here. Never mind, even if it was on the road, we couldn't lose this game, period. And we just came out and we fought, man. We fought. And we were ready for this game. I was ready for this game.
Tom?
RJ, I know you had some family here today. Your mom was here. And have they been able to come to every game? Have they been able to get up here for all the games? Or is that something that hasn't been able to happen during the pandemic?
Yeah, my family, when they can come, they're here on a daily basis.